Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Setlist Sessions.
My name is Tua. I'm a part of Westside Worship, and I'm one of the singers. I'm also what you call a relief musician. When someone's lacking and someone doesn't come to practice, then I'll slot in. So that's me.
Hi, I'm Reyna. I'm a part of Westside Worship and I'm coordinator. And that is all.
What's that?
I take care of stuff in the background.
Nice.
My biggest epic fail was, I'm pretty sure it was Youth Rally at MVAC, and miscommunication with Bees that I was meant to do the lyrics for everyone. I did not do the lyrics. I rocked up to church, no lyrics. I think we had about 10 minutes out. We had to start in 10 minutes, but Azora pulled through.
You didn't even help him, mate.
I didn't even help him. I sat on the other side and I was almost in tears.
So poor Azora was scrambling to find the lyrics.
He actually was.
And I'm sitting there next to him going, no, that's chorus, that's verse, that's chorus. And I'm looking at Reyna just side-eyeing me going...
Well, how do you expect someone who doesn't know how to sing to know chorus, verse? I personally think that this should sit with the singers.
What part of background do you look after then?
Coordinating.
The most embarrassing thing that's happened to me on stage, if you know me, you know I'm really trash with remembering people's names and just, I guess, memorizing things in general. So there were 2 times I can remember. I forgot the lyrics. I think it was at Converge. The first time we did it a few years ago, I forgot the words to the verse, and I was singing the verse, and for some reason I couldn't get it right, and I was singing the wrong words.
Just once?
And yeah, the congregation, some people were cracking up, and then when I realized I was singing it wrong, I just put the mic down and started cracking up too. Now a more recent memory is similar. We introduced a new song at youth camp. I think that's what it's called, youth camp. Maybe last year. It was Omema. We just learned the song. I think the morning of, we learned the song, decided, like, we mixed around, changed plans, and we sung the song, and I didn't know the lyrics, obviously, because we just learned it, and the production team couldn't get the words on the screen, and so we're all looking at each other going, what now? And the band's already started the song, and we're introing the song, and so I have to get down, apologize to everyone, grab my phone, pull up the lyrics on Google, but at the same time it was at Cataract. The reception was trash, so I'm sitting there trying to go on Spotify to search the lyrics up on Spotify that was preloaded on the downloaded song. It was.
So I guess it shouldn't sit with the singers. That's so bad.
Nah, yeah, that's the ones that come to mind. But embarrassing, not really, but yeah, something to laugh at. Who's the real MVP?
That doesn't get credit
hero?
Is Reyna.
And that's why. You got anyone in mind?
That doesn't get credit?
Yeah, I think we're good at giving props to each other when we debrief and in practices, and
I think we're each other's hype team.
But if I was to say someone, I think also Daniel Danat. I think when we first started out, looking back at where we'd come from, where we started from, I think the first time I was singing or being a part of the band was back in 2018 or something, 2017, and just his leadership. Just the way he rallied everyone together, organised practices. He definitely got credit, but I guess probably not as much that he probably would deserve. Because he was behind the scenes with lyrics, arrangements, band practices, vocal practices, the whole shebang.
Yeah.
So Daniel, if you're watching in the UK, which I doubt you are, yeah, shout out to Daniel.
Oh no, I agree, because there's been so many times where he organised it, even organised where we were gonna practice. And so many times it was at Parramatta Church or wherever we could go, and I feel like he always gave all the credit to Bees, and my guy Bees deserves He deserves the credit. But yeah, I think Daniel, like he came through with everything.
So I guess that answers our next question. Who probably deserves, they get too much credit?
He's
Yeah, Bernard.
yeah, he gets like all of it. He honestly, every single time it's like
Yeah, you know what? He doesn't get enough. What's it called? What was
Credit?
it? Credit. SJ.
SJ, my guy.
Yeah. Guy needs to be mic'd up.
Yes. Oh, yo.
Poor guy gets stuck behind the keyboard and he's dying to sing.
And he's always like
That guy needs more credit. He's an all-rounder, but
he just wants to be
they
a
tie him
singer.
up behind the keyboard. SJ, you are destined for more. Hallelujah. I think the biggest lesson that I've learned from being a part of different worship teams is that it's more personal than it is communal. I think at the end of the day, being a part of praise and worship is more about my walk with God and my connection to God personally than it is about worrying about leading the congregation. As weird as that might sound, throughout the years, I think if anything, every praise and worship experience that I've been a part of, it's always challenged me and encouraged me about something in my own walk, whether it's to be challenged by the lyrics or even the pressure of organizing and preparing for events and stuff. I think the biggest lesson that I've taken away is that God's going to use you more in your own walk than what you think will happen on the stage.
So you mentioned something about making it about yourself and God. How do you not let that get to your head? Or how do you not make it a selfish thing?
Don't get me wrong, it's not that I try to make it about myself. I think what I meant is that God makes it about him and I. When my concern sometimes initially is like, oh, how are we going to do this? How are we going to present this? How is this going to sound? How is this going to feel? How is this going to lead the congregation? God's always reminded me or redirected my focus to be like, man, this is you and me. This is a worship that you give me.
Yeah.
And that becomes very personal in that sense. Ego is, I think, the biggest thing that can distract or deter my focus. That's in my experience the last couple of years.
What helps it come?
Honestly, I pray before every practice, every leading into it, whether it's learning the song, listening to lyrics, or even just being in, praise and worship team meetings.
Yeah.
Just that the ego is away and that the forefront of everything that I do or I'm a part of is for his glory and only that. And I think from that posture of being a part of it, that's what I think God favors. And the experience between him and I improve, I guess. Not improve, but that's where it comes from.
Yeah.
How about you? What's your experience been like from a coordinator perspective? I know you're not necessarily involved as much in the music side of things, but what's your experience been like in this whole journey?
No, I think Westside worship, I think I've always said it to you, Westside worship was the first, it was like a massive, it still is a massive safe space, because it's not your usual traditional, like we kind of go out of the rules, out of the rule book, and we have fun with it, but we're still kind of in the rule book, if that makes sense.
What rule book are you talking about?
Just like with more traditional churches, you wouldn't, be out there dancing and like praising a certain type of way.
We got people dancing? Nah, jokes.
And clapping and like especially drums, like it's just not
it's
a it's just not a traditional way of worship, and I think I enjoyed that because I didn't come from a Sevi background, so I really clung on to the fact that we were able to have fun while worshiping and praising God. But then it was so different coming back home and being part of a more traditional church. And I was a bit like, oh, this is so different. But it's just a different way of worshipping. And I think that's what I loved about Westside worship. I was able to have a safe space and worship freely and not feel like people are like looking at me, and you know, I remember putting my hand up for the first time, my first ever camp. I think it was big camp, and I used to find it weird when people put their hand up and like sing in praise or whatever. But I've felt it, and I just put my hand up, and ever since then I've just been so comfortable, and it's just been a massive safe space. Like that's what Westside worship is to me. And I love it.
Nice.
Yeah.
How about the perspective of you being a coordinator and organising praise and worship behind the scenes and being involved in the non-musical stuff in preparation for events or just praise and worship sets?
Like if I enjoy it.
Like what's your experience like?
Oh, it's been good. I think sometimes I feel like I don't know what I'm doing. I've always been looking at beats.
Valid.
Yeah, it is valid. Like the lyrics, I messed up the lyrics. But it's all part of like a learning process. I think sometimes I wish that I got B's. I sometimes wish I got a more structured and not a day before.
Yeah, lyrics probably not the strong suit, you know.
Not a strong suit.
Yeah, literacy is a weak. Yeah.
Yeah, don't even. I went to Evans High, guys. No, but it's been so good. It's been fun. But yeah, it's different because organizing with people and getting everyone around like together. Like Daniel was so good at that. Daniel was so good at getting people together and organizing. But then I feel like because I don't have, how do I explain this? Because like, for example, Daniel has a church, right? I can't just be like, oh yeah, we're going to Mandurah with someone to practice, because it's not like, I can't do that. So it's a bit harder to coordinate, but I think that's what makes me enjoy it, because there's a challenge to it. Or if, for example, we forget lyrics and like someone else pulls up and does lyrics for us, it's been nice seeing that other people also help me to pull everything together. That's been
nice.
It's been good.
Because what was your experience like when you were a part of a worship team? Obviously, probably indirectly because of me and my involvement. What was it like when there was an opportunity for you to be a part of it, but play a different
excited.
role?
Like even if I can't sing, I think just being a part of the band, because it's so much more than just being up on stage. Like even coming back to like after doing your worship, or when we go out for camps, coming back into the room or mingling with other kids, I think that's what makes it the best part ever. Like just meeting new people, because it doesn't always have to be, you don't always have to be a singer. I don't play instruments, so you don't have to be part of the band either. I think just go for it, because I genuinely, like I said, it's a safe space and I have so much fun doing it. Like I wish that we went on more camps this year, because it was so fun. And just do it. Like you have so much support from your band. Like Southside Worship, from like the kids that we met at South New South Wales, like they came out with their own band called Southside Worship, and they put emphasis on not just having the singers but having coordinators as well.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Like they have their own, like I think they all are in the band, but they also say that, you know, the same as Westside Worship, you have coordinators plus the band plus the singers, whatever. And I think that made it so much, it was just so cool seeing that, because it affirmed that, because I always felt like, oh, you can't be part of a worship band if you can't sing. But even though I was already in one and I was doing the job of a coordinator, seeing Westside Worship come out, I was like, wow, they actually wanted to do the same thing and they just went for it. So that was pretty cool to see.
Yeah, shout out Southside Worship.
I know, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. There was a time when we were at a camp, South New South Wales, and you had the opportunity to sit on a panel and talk about your experience, not just as a member in the worship band, but as a believer of Jesus. What was that like?
I think for me, that was one of my biggest God moments, because I always felt unworthy to be part of a worship band. But then, I mean, I was already in one, so it was silly for me to think that I was not worthy to be part of that band. So we were put on a panel, a couple of us, and people recognizing that I mean, obviously it wasn't me, like, all glory to God, but it made me happy that I was able to do something like that. Like, I was able to, how do I explain this? Oh yeah, I was able to share what God was given, like what gifts God gave me to do. Because I always, like, I loved organizing, I loved putting videos together and taking photos. So being on that panel and, you know, answering questions and people recognizing that, like, I was a coordinator and part of the band, like, that felt like that was a great feeling.
So
That's actually so cool. Like, I don't think I thought of it. I don't think I thought of it. The fact that wherever Westside Worship goes, we don't just have
nice,
a band.
man.
We don't
nice
just
out
have
here.
a singer. We have like 2 coordinators to back us up. Coordinators / content creators / photographers / videographers
/ cleaners
/ yep, everything. I think that's pretty cool because, like, being a part of that, and whenever we go on camps, people don't have to worry about if one coordinator has to do everything, something. Like, if the given coordinator from that camp has to do something else, we've got 2 to back us up. I didn't actually think of how cool that was. Shout out to coordinators. I just thought it's so. It literally just clicked to me.
we're probably the only
The
team.
only-
This is,
yeah.
by the way, we've got our own squad.
Like, and if they're all right, like, yeah, we're here to help.
Yeah, our camp at South New South Wales with Pastor Abel and Roger, the brothers. Yeah, it was a mad experience. Like you're touching on. You want to keep going?
Oh yeah, no, I was just saying, because of their support, we just had full rate, and just with all coming down to MCs, like, every single night we had a different MC. We picked one kid up, and then one of our worship members would just be MCing with them and coming up with activities and ideas, and it all flowed down. Even just being so intentional with them, like, we still have relationships with those kids, and I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, I rated how they did things at the conference camp that year. What was it, 2023, I think?
Yeah.
Just because they were so intentional, like you were saying, intentional on not just our worship with the teen tent, but also mentoring or them being a part of the worshiping experience. Because I think the biggest thing that you get, or the most common thing you get at these conference events, it's you go on a spiritual high, and then once it's gone, it's gone. Like, it's something that you got to look forward to the next time. But I think for the teens who were part of that whole camp, they got to see that it starts with them. You know, it's not about a guest group coming along and, you know, putting on a show,
And then it's over.
There's no difference whether, you know, you're 10 years older or not. You can be part of the worship experience. You can step out of the comfort zone. You can be a part of a worship experience, not just from a music perspective, but from serving from front to back, whether that's a cafe hangout, you know, or just mingling and making it comfortable and normal to fellowship. To fellowship and share the love that we've got because of Jesus. And so I think that was awesome to see from Roger and Abel. Shout out to you guys, man. That was honestly, that was mad. Just to be a part of that and see what leadership from the front really looks like.
And for me, that was the first time I met them and their families. I had never met them before that, and for them to just bring us in like their own, from like through and through, even till this day, or like even up to when we were planning with them, like all the FaceTimes and just WhatsApp chats, just talking about what we could do. It made, like, that took worship to a whole different level. Because just their ideas and their support in what we wanted to do, we were able to do it, and we were able to do it for the kids.
Straight out. I think they embodied them. They really embodied well what worship looks like. It's not just a stage. It's not just an experience that lasts for so long. It's a lifestyle. And like,
that was 2 years ago.
And that's what worship should be, right? Like, even now, even though it's only been one experience with them, it's, you know, once family, always family type of thing. So really enjoyed that experience.
That was fun.
Something I want to talk about real quick is this week. Well, I think I like to refer it to as false humility, but it's a sense of belonging in a band or praise and worship team where there's a space for you to step up into. For example, singers, if you're asked to take a solo or you know, you're doing something out of your comfort zone that you don't usually do, but the response usually might look like this, like, oh, no, all good. No,
Yeah.
like it presents humility. It presents as humility, but it's not accurately humility. Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah.
what's your experience with that? Or have you felt that before when there's been a position for you to step into, but that's been your response, where it's like, no, not really. It's all good. You guys do it. Like, and sometimes it's out of the response of, you know, fear of failure or whatever the case might be. Like, have you had an experience with that?
I think so. Like, there's been, I can't pinpoint when exactly, but there's been a couple times where it's a bigger event. Like,
Yeah.
it's not just
More people.
Yeah, more people and people that I haven't met before coordinating, and they want help. And I'm just like, oh, if they're sweet, if they've got coordinators, I'm sweet. Like,
Yeah.
I don't need to help out.
Yeah.
When in reality, it's like that person may have needed help. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
That's hence why they reached out. Even if it just means ushering people or whatever.
Yeah.
I've always been like, nah, like I'm sweet because I'm afraid that I'll fail.
Right.
Like I'm afraid that these group of people already know each other.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be this newbie coming in, and like I don't know them properly. Like I know one person, but I don't know the other people, so I don't know how it works.
Right.
And then majority of the time, like it's not coming from a good place. I'm always like, nah, I can't do this. Like I don't know how they run it. What if I can't do it? Or I always talk to you about it beforehand. I'm like, yeah, I can't do that.
Right.
Or I'll just be like, I'm not prepared enough.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Looking back at that experience, or some of the experience that you've had similarly to that, what's something that you could speak on, knowing who you are in Jesus, looking back at where you were in those specific examples with this idea of false humility, and where you are now?
Yeah.
What could you speak to, you know, Reyna
Like
in that
then?
scenario? Yeah, 100%.
Oh, like don't believe those lies that the devil's putting in your head, because
What would they be though? Like, what are those lies?
what those lies, like
Yeah.
I'm not worthy enough to be part of this coordinating group.
Right.
I'm only allowed to be in the bubble of Westside worship.
Right.
Like that's just my bubble. I'm
Yeah.
not going to come out of it. This is my safe space.
Yeah.
Although like Westside worship is a safe space, but it's also good to get out of your comfort zone at times.
Yeah.
And I was given opportunities like then to go out and be helping other people coordinate as well. But because it was a bigger event, I was a bit nervous. And I'd start believing in the lies, like I'm not prepared enough. I'm not worthy to be part of that group because they already know each other.
Right.
But that's the thing, like you don't, for those things, like you just have to rock up and
Right.
you just have to do it because
He'll make a way. you
he'll
know?
make a way. And honestly, every single time he has made a way.
Yeah.
And what's funny is that in those moments where I've been like, nah, I'm gonna sit it out, like I've been pushed to go in there. Like
Yeah.
there's been so many times where I'll be like, no, I'm going to sit here. And then someone will be like, all right, I need your help with this. And I don't even know that person.
No, just
Yeah.
yeah. I think the similar experience that I've got is like singing. I remember 2017 when I first came around the band. Like Daniel Generic and then invited me to come sing. Man, the last thing on my mind was about singing for Jesus. Like
Yeah.
I was so nervous about, you know, sounding right. Did I look weird on stage? You know, was I
Your
gonna
outfits.
stuff? Yeah, like stuff like that. Like, and then, you know, looking back, I realized none of it actually matters. And it's so easy to say that from where I am now. But I think the biggest thing that I learned over the years was this sense of false humility. Like, it's a way, from my experience, it's a way that I used. It was something that I used to protect me from not being arrogant,
Yeah.
or, you know, for not coming off arrogant. I didn't want to be that guy who, you know, took all the solos, or, you know, tried his hardest when he sung, like, oh, you need
Yeah.
to try hard, like you're doing too much, that type of thing. But when it came down to it, obviously, every experience where, you know, I put it to God and trusted in Him, like, you know, I'm just going to send it, you know, full send, always full send. If I crack or whatever, you know, constantly having that frame of mind where it's not about any of it.
Yeah.
It's about me giving back to God.
Yeah.
The glory is all His.
Yeah.
Whether it was, you know, if it was Guy Sebastian worthy or not, like, it didn't matter. Like, and I think, you know, constantly being exposed to that
Yeah.
mindset or that environment where others encouraged me to step into that space too. I think that's where you realize, like, if you ever do get another opportunity, what am I really saying yes or no to? Is it because I don't think I'm good for that song, or is it because I don't want to look like that guy, or you know, or I don't want to cake it, and stuff like that. So it's something that I think is quite common, especially in you know, music groups, and because no one wants to be that guy.
No.
But at the same time, there's a difference between being that guy and God calling you to be that guy. You know what I mean? And give him the praise, and you know, glorify him from the position that he's put you in. So I think that's false humility.
Yeah, and I think like the reason why I love Westside Worship is because everyone checks each other.
Yeah,
like if
accountability.
Yeah, accountability. Like there's been so many times where people will be asked to take lead of a song or a solo.
Yeah.
They're like, nah, like you take it because you're better. Yeah. And then like people like the older leaders, like Bees.
Right, yeah.
He'll come through and be like, nah, like that's your song, you take it. Like you've got this. And I think that's also important because it doesn't just check that one person.
Yeah.
Like it's a part of Westside Worship.
Yeah.
Like accountability. And I think that's so important because so many times, like how many times are you going to say no? Do you know what I mean? How many times will you say no?
Man, you'd be surprised.
God's knocking on your door.
Like, I think in the space that we're in now, like when we do practices with our Westside Worship band, it's interesting because it's also an opportunity to be encouraged.
Yeah.
And like you said, like to check each other, to keep each other accountable. But it's also a time to, oh man, you save so much time in practices. My goodness. Like when we first would do practices years ago, I think we spent, I reckon, the net time we spent on just trying to pick someone to sing or do a part was like at least an hour. Like we're sitting there going, no, you sing it. And then they'll try and sing it, and then they'll do the false humility ones. I'm speaking for myself as well. Like, no, it's too high, bro. Too high. Nah, I swear, no lane. Take it, no lane. But then it's also like, we can change the key for you. Nah, just.
And then they don't end up singing.
Some all good. Like, bro, just
take it.
Yeah, and I think that's the funniest thing. You save so much time. And and like, don't get me wrong, that we still have conversations now where someone who doesn't reject a part, for example, on a singing perspective, they don't reject the part because of false humility. They actually accept it, they try it, and then because of how honest and open we are, there might be opinions on like, you know, I don't think that tone fits that song, or that power fits that song, so we'll swap and change. And you know, and I think it's part of the whole humility process is not just being fearful of coming across as arrogant, but it's also not being offended if it you know, it doesn't suit your voice or whatever the case might be, because I think that's something I needed to deal with as well. You know, if someone was like, oh nah, I don't think your tone fits that,
too low.
It personal, bro. You know, I used to take it personal, but it generally isn't about that. It's about like, the biggest question is why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? At the core of it, I think when most people get to it, it's to give back the glory, and it's to worship. And when you weigh up that at the core of it, and everything that you're worried about, man.
And it ends up being so fun and just like easy going.
Yeah, it's free flowing. It's not awkward, you know. Man, if you've ever been to, I'm talking to whoever's listening to this. Have you ever been a part of like a choir or something, and someone tells you to sing, and then like no one's like, nah, that is so awkward. So awkward. It's like everyone's like pass the parcel, like, no, you take it. Nah, all you, bro. Just someone sing it. If you cake it, then try someone else. But false humility, man. Yeah, it's a big thing in I think worship groups. Definitely was a big thing. It still is, you know. It still does come around in our team. But that's what it's about, you know, like encouraging and empowering each other.
Yeah. So you mentioned holding people accountable and, you know, no offense, and you know, how do you bring that into Westside Worship? How do you tell someone that, you know, maybe that part isn't for you, or you know, how do you bring that into Westside Worship?
Yeah, I think it goes both ways. Like, not just advising or giving your opinion, you know, on whether we should do something else or someone else should sing it, or even, you know, also taking that opinion if someone else has it for you, if you're doing a part. I think for me, like I was sort of touching on before, it really came down to believing that whether I'm doing a certain solo or whatever the situation is, it doesn't define who I am, or it doesn't
Yeah.
define my talent or quality of talents. Like, you know, the story that just comes to mind off the top of my head is like Moses.
Yeah.
He was positioned to lead the Israelites, but for that specific part of that specific job involved him to speak, because he wasn't comfortable or didn't
Yeah.
fit that part, God had someone else
Yeah.
to assist him in that. And like at the end of the day, we are a team. People have strengths, other people have different strengths, and realizing that the aim or the end goal for anything that we do is to give our best.
Yeah.
And sometimes someone, you know, fits a song better than you, and it's definitely not personal.
Yeah.
Like it's, you know, your turn will come around.
Yeah. How do you, so over the years, Westside Worship, we obviously have our core group, but we have introduced other people into our groups. How do you break that? So, you know, new people, they may not know everyone properly, or they may know one person. How do you break it to a person that has come into Westside Worship that's a bit newer?
I don't even use the word break. Like,
Yeah,
it's just
not break,
out of,
but
like, it's just out of love.
Yeah.
Like the end goal always at the beginning of practice, during practice is to give our best.
Yeah.
Right? And it's not a thing of quality. It's a thing of, is this person right for that part?
Yeah.
Does that sound right? Does that, and it's not just singers, it's, you know, musically as well.
Yeah.
Does he fill in there, or does he not play anything there? Does he do a solo, or is it just a drum solo?
Yeah.
Bees always loves drum solos,
Yeah.
but sometimes it shouldn't be in there.
He tries to force it sometimes too.
Like, yeah, like it's not with to answer your question, with people who we've had the privilege to do music with as an addition to Westside Worship. I think it's just a culture that you hold strong to. You know, you don't mold or take a step back. You know, don't jeopardize what the culture is.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you're not offending. You're not going out to personally judge someone or you know, criticize. It's all out of the love of the group and to head towards that end goal, like, which is to give our best. So it's never personal. It's And the thing is, at the same time, like, I might give heaps of opinions in our band, but at the same time, it's not concrete. Like, it's always out there to be challenged. You know, my opinion isn't, you know, the go-to. Sometimes someone else, you know, opposes, and then we stick with the original decision.
That's what I was going to kind of segue into. How do you, if there are a lot of people in the group and everyone's opinion's valued, how do you kind of, if people have different opinions, or like if someone else should take this part and one person wants to take it, how do you kind of...
Like, I'll be honest, I trust that it's from the conviction of the Spirit.
Yeah.
Like, there's times, and I remember there's times where the Spirit's impressed for me to give an opinion, and the opinion might not necessarily be from a musically sound position, but if anything, I felt like the Spirit has impressed other people's opinions, so that someone who has a position or an opportunity to step into, they benefit that spiritually.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily to produce the best sound in that case, but it's to empower and I guess encourage that person to step into something that they haven't before. I think that's what the band is also about. It's Westside Worship. It's not Westside, you know, Grammys. Like, we're not here to win no Grammys. Like, we're here to worship and empower and encourage and grow as holistically.
Yeah.
So whether it's to boost someone's confidence or whatever the case may be, it's not just from a sound point of view.
That's so true, because with the whole me forgetting the lyrics part, Christelle, I went up to Christelle and I'm like, I actually feel so bad. I was almost in tears because I just felt so...
She didn't know the lyrics?
I stuffed up. I was like, damn it. And then she just prayed for me. She was like, it's fine. She's like, why would Bees be mad at you? Even though he was a little bit. Why would he be mad at me?
Nah,
like,
that's
do you know what I mean? Like, it's just putting God at the center of everything. Just, it's,
That's the thing, at the core of it, that's what I enjoy most about Westside Worship. Like, I touched on it previously, like we both touched on it, where this is such a great place for us to grow spiritually, and we use music or production as the catalyst for that, and it has nothing to do with music. Like, holistically, we go into South New South Wales, for example, which we use as an example.
Yeah.
The worship isn't just on the stage with the music. It's not just production with the sound and the lights and the program. It's with the fellowship before and after. It's with getting to know the congregation. It's not like it's a tick box task that we have there. All right, guys, we got to mingle with the kids, build relationships. Like it's genuinely, we have a mad opportunity to meet new people, to build relationships, and to learn or to grow off each other. You know, that's what's so cool about the brand that we call Westside Worship. It's so inclusive. So, and I think what's cool is to see, like we mentioned, Southside Worship. I think they felt that as well, and so you know they named what I'm assuming is probably inspired by Westside Worship, Southside Worship. And like when I saw that, that's mad. Like just because
it's just the biggest testament of what that camp was.
Right, like
it's crazy.
It's just a community vibe where we all are on the same level, all doing the same thing and all worshipping the same God. So with the people that we've had the privilege of worshipping together as an addition to Westside Worship, who is someone that you'd like to mention or shout out as an honourable mention who's pulled through clutch, you know, come through last minute notice? Who do you reckon deserves their flowers in that respect?
I have one person. Her name's Aaliyah. Only because I know her really well and her parents too. She's the only daughter. So obviously her going away on a camp trip was a bit iffy from the get-go. So even asking her parents if she could come, and I asked her, I was like, hey, we need singers. Would you be keen to join Westside Worship? What camp was it? Was that South? Big camp. Yeah, big camp. And the first thing she said to me, she's like, hey, I would love to, but I need time to pray on it. So it was a bit like, oh, and I really wanted her to come because knowing how like the culture is at Westside Worship and how we are as a family, I really wanted her to enjoy that. So she got back to me and she said, yeah, I'll come, I'll pull through. And she ended up taking the solo for What a God. And in the beginning, I think she was unsure because coming into a group that was already so established, but she was just a bit unsure. But she killed it, and I think she did really well, and she did really well at like mingling with everyone and connecting, and coming out of that, just listening to how she experienced Westside Worship. I think it was crazy. It was such a God moment because I never thought that I'd be able to reach out to someone I knew for her to join Westside Worship. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. That's my honourable mention. She's great.
Aaliyah.
Yeah. Shout out to Aaliyah. Yes. We want you back.
An honourable mention for me, there's got to be some of the ones from like the OG times. Marco. I remember Marco coming through clutch. I think his name was Ben from Melbourne. Is that Ben? The bassist? Yeah, I remember that.
First Converge or something?
Yeah, it was like 2021, I think, or something like that. Yeah, 21. This was pre-Reyna. This is 2021. Ben, we needed a bass player, and Ben stepped up from Melbourne. Like, we met him at the start of the camp for a Converge 2021, and he just slotted right in, came to rehearsals, was learning things. Even at the house that we were all staying at, he'd come in even though he wasn't staying there, and was trying to learn it on his bass, you know, unplugged. And you know, moments like that, you know that it's not just a job, it's a passion. It's a shout out to Ben. Obviously Stevie, who comes through clutch all the time. OG.
I have one more. Graham. Bro, he pulled through.
What about Graham?
He pulled through.
He's clutch. Great.
You know, when SJ got a bit too busy, we had to find another pianist, keyboardist, you know, MD.
I felt the side eye on that. Yeah, Graham, bro, he's talented, man. Like, he's almost as good as SJ. Like, keys, guitar, everything. Super humble too. Graham's clutch, bro. He'd be driving from Avondale.
I know.
A 2-hour drive just to come rehearse.
And then go back.
Bro would make rehearsals when some of our members who live 10 minutes down the road couldn't make it.
Or were late.
Like, it's clutch, bro. Yeah.
Even Terrell
Brian.
pulling through that, was it Youth
Terrell.
Rally, I think? I forgot what it was.
I think everyone deserves an honourable mention.
Yeah, sorry, we have so many,
Just
but
because,
they all deserve it.
like, and especially stepping into the space with the full potential of feeling like, oh man, I'm just a ring-in, like,
yeah.
but embracing it as if like it's an opportunity to worship, which is what everyone came with, the attitude that everyone came with, that we've had the privilege to worship alongside. It's just like, man, this is a cool opportunity to jam.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And I love it because, I mean, obviously we have our core leaders, but it's just so, I don't like using this word, but it's interchangeable, like in the most positive way.
No, it is. It is.
Yeah, it's just so,
Yeah.
the dynamic, it's just so cool. Like we can, if we don't have SJ, who's one of our key members of the team, we're able to call other people, be like, yo, Graham, are you keen?
Yeah.
And he's always keen.
It's not even like SJ's first choice.
Yeah, no, I think Graham's first choice now.
Yeah, like that's mad. We're digging SJ, but
No, we love
he's got
SJ.
thick skin.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Like with our last big camp, Westside Worship, and how Aaliyah, Paul, Elijah and Ashley joined us for our band. And then we had SJ and Generic weren't free because they were down at the teen tent. They were mentoring the teen tent at the mentoring over there. And I think that's pretty cool because they were repping Westside Worship down there, and we were repping them here in a space of worship. So I think it's pretty cool that, our main singer, one of our main singers, and SJ on keys were able to go down and mentor, step out of their role, and also rep Westside Worship down at the teen tent.
Like even repping Westside Worship, like they were repping Jesus. Like even with fill-ins or people who have come alongside on a last minute call or something. They've ministered to us as much as we have to them.
Yeah.
And even like you said, for that experience at Big Camp recently, SJ and Generic worshipping in the teen tent. Even for example, in our own home churches, Noel Lane being a fellowship, and myself, Lynn and Blake at Mount Drew Samoan. Even SJ and Mountain View with Generic. Yeah. Like we've all been able to be a part of a separate worship band, and not just come together when we come as Westside Worship, but come with additions, but also to encourage and be a part of something else in different places, which I think is awesome, right? Like even now I think of what I do in my home church, and my confidence, and not just confidence but spiritual maturity, I guess, in spaces like that really come out, and it's something that I embrace and also share with others in for example my youth. I've seen that Noel Lane has done so much in her youth. And so I think that's what I mean, like we're repping Jesus everywhere, and I think we get to see others minister to us and show Jesus to us. It's something that you get exposed to that's different from what you're probably used to at your home church, or what you're used to, or in just a spiritual setting, what you think is the normal or not. But it's something, it's a cool opportunity for the Spirit to just impress and convict and see what happens on the stage and in the congregation and the stuff. So, with the context of your walk and your journey, not just spiritually, but in this whole group of Westside Worship, coming from the culture that you've come from, what's it like coming to Westside Worship and experiencing worship that might seem very different culturally? What's been your experience in that?
Well, growing up, I never really experienced what worship was like. Coming from, we grew up in Fiji. My parents were Catholic, so we'd go to church, and then mum's side was Hindu. So it's very different. Like Indians they pray and they're sitting on the floor with their instruments. It's only the men sing. Like females can sing, but it's quite different. And with the Catholic, it's, mass, and it's very different. So experiencing how Westside Worship, or just even, going to your home church, it was a very different type of worship. And in the beginning, like I said, it was kind of confronting, because I never expected people to be swaying around and dancing, or I felt somewhat ashamed to freely worship. But being a part of Westside Worship really made me comfortable in just praising. And even if that means just standing there still and singing, or just putting a hand up or dancing. And I guess what made me really comfortable and kind of journey with my fear of, you know, freely worshipping, of people judging me or looking at me, was just, I noticed this one day, I forgot where it was, but you guys were up on stage and I was by myself. I don't think I was with anyone. And I was looking around me and I was the only one that was standing still. And I was like, why am I not praising? Like, why am I worried about what other people think of what I'm doing and how I'm praising God? Because again, that's your personal relationship with and how you're praising God. And yeah, like it was a completely different experience of how I grew up versus how it is now. And I feel I love it because I'm just more open and it's more freeing. And I'm able to do just whatever. Like it's just such a different experience, and it's just so free flowing. I love using that word because that's what it is. Like just singing and dancing. And even we went to your cousin's baptism and how everyone was just dancing, and literally the whole congregation was up and dancing, and we got up and we started dancing, and then your sister also got up and started dancing. It's kind of like a domino effect.
Right.
But because it was so free flowing, I was like, this is what I'd always want to do. Like this is what Westside worship kind of makes me feel like I want to do.
Hectic.
What about you?
I think obviously, as Reyna, you mentioned, I came from a traditional church, Mount Joy Samoan. Shout out the Conquerors. Like I grew up in a church where music we took pride in music, you know, in a good way. Like obviously we've had experiences, you know, doing music with secular artists like Guy Sebastian, Jessica Malboy, you know, like Delta Goodrem and stuff. And I think growing up, this was our older youth, you know, a few generations above me, seeing them do that or do music at a high quality, I think unintentionally set me to adopt this culture of, man, it's either you got your best or you don't even bother. Don't even try. Like, and it's no fault to anyone. You're not even any fault to our youth or anything like that. But that's the culture that I came from, right? That I think the devil really, you know, formed solidly in my mind. And so coming from a traditional church where not just the quality of music was high, but the sense of worship when you're in a traditional church or a conservative church is, you know, it's all hymns. You don't play drums, you don't play contemporary instruments. Like my old man taught us how to play brass instruments. So we play heaps of brass instruments. And then when I'd start picking up drums or guitar, bass, whatever, you know, I'd be getting side eyes in church going like, hey, you should be playing that.
Put it away.
Yeah, it's just the youth days. And pressures like that from a traditional church really impacted my what was, I guess, acceptable in a place of worship. And so coming into Westside worship and experiencing worship that, you know, as you refer to as freeing, it's not freeing to say that the worship at my church is restrictive, but it's to say that there is no preset, you know, do's or don'ts when it comes to worship, when it comes to praise. Like it's literally, you know, if the Spirit means you know, presses you to put your hands up or whatever it is, whether it's to move or to dance, like it's biblical, the dancing and the symbols and rejoicing. And so coming from the church culture that I had, you know, I'm still a part of, really seeing the difference in different environments, you see the pros and cons, and you see how for example my parents and their generation, how they worship, and I see why it suits them so well and why they that's their go-to. And I see why our generation, you know, really what's the word? Really gravitates towards, you know, contemporary worship. You know, they're like they had harps and that back in the day, and you know, and trumpets. And so now we got drums and that.
So seeing, like, speaking of, you know, our generation kind of gravitating towards dancing and all of that, how was your experience at Camporee when you had like so many kids?
Right, Camporee 20. And
they were just
23, I think, like, beginning of that one.
Praising, and it was such a that was a massive event.
I think it was different. Like the challenge with that obviously is always going to be this conflict between contemporary and conservative worship styles, and I think it's just come down to preference.
Yeah.
I think at the Camporee, if anyone else was there, like it was crazy. Like the Pathfinders literally, I think they just let loose.
Yeah, they sent it.
Or for lack of better words, like it was a full send.
Yeah.
Because they felt free enough to, and I'm not sure if you can relate, but when I was growing up in a Christian school, we did chapels and stuff, and it came to praise and worship. But I'd stand there and like awkwardly stand there because I didn't hear anyone else singing.
Yeah.
I didn't see anyone else moving, and so by default I was like, nah, let's not embarrass ourselves here.
Yeah.
Whereas I think Camporee was a cool example where it was the complete opposite.
Yeah.
Because you saw people not caring about what other people saw.
Yeah.
There were heaps of other Pathfinders that, like, as a domino effect, like you mentioned, got to put themselves out there.
Yeah.
And was just like, I want to dance.
It was actually so cute seeing like kids come, like look at each other and then just start dancing. Like, it was like a massive room, and it was like the perfect example of having childlike faith.
Right.
It was so cute.
Like, yeah, I know that there were, on the opposite side of things,
Yeah.
I know there were some clubs who walked away.
Yeah.
And I understand that, it comes down to preference.
Yeah.
And it comes down to how you see things and,
Yeah.
perceive certain things. Like, I mean, from one side, you could see that the Pathfinders were raving on like it was some concept. But then on the other side, biblically speaking, they say that it's going to be rejoicing.
Yeah.
And to me, that's what rejoicing looks like.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And that's obviously my personal preference and what I perceive. But yeah, like if you were to tell me that rejoicing for me looked like, 2 and 11, 12 standing in chapel just looking at the words, like, nah. Like, so I think Camporee, as an example, was such a cool experience.
Yeah,
because
that was
what you
cool.
normally find with the age group or demographic of Pathfinders, where everyone's worried about what they're gonna look like,
Yeah.
or he's looking lame or whatever. That was the complete opposite, where everyone was like full send.
I know, and it makes me feel like that's what but that's what heaven would look like. Like everyone's
100.
just rejoicing. It was such a massive group.
And like, don't get me wrong, like there probably was Pathfinders that did it because it was mad. Like
It was
mad
they were
fun.
having fun.
But like, for me, it was actually a celebration of who God is and what He's done in my life, and just the give back.
Yeah,
it's always about the give back.
Yeah,
and that was so cool to see. Like, I was definitely convinced that the Spirit was in that space.
Yeah,
there were Pathfinders who were like hugging and going in circles with random other Pathfinders.
Massive circles, yeah.
And so it was such a mad vibe. That's an example for an event where everyone was just carefree in terms of how they worship, wasn't worried about culture or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, in terms of our band, our Westside worship, it's a culture shock to a lot of us who are part of it, because the culture that we come from outside of the group is different.
Yeah.
And I think that's so powerful in itself, because the Spirit challenges you through that, to challenge why you think this, certain things, or why you do things a certain way. And obviously it doesn't necessarily show you what's right or wrong, but shows you how to appreciate the things that sometimes other people don't appreciate. Like, for example, I've learned to appreciate and not oppose the culture of my church.
Yeah.
And learn how to appreciate but also empower other members of my youth to embrace the worship style, and not necessarily allow the devil to build this restrictive mindset that I once experienced when I was younger. So I get this. Reyna's always wanted to play the keys.
Yes, I
always wanted to play the keys. So what's stopping you from getting there?
SJ's not here to teach me.
You got Karen Dioge. She plays keys.
She's busy with Emmy. I mean, Bees could try to teach me how to play drums. Is that what you're sticking with, though? But he doesn't have the best drums, Are
you sticking with singing? That you
suck at?
Hey, no, don't get me wrong. Reyna's saying singing, but when I met Reyna, when she'd sing in the car, like, for some weird reason, like, even my sister found out this recently when they were in the car.
With Wicked. I sung Wicked.
Doing karaoke, carpool karaoke. Is Reyna, when she sings, she doesn't care about what tone or note she's singing at, but for some reason most of the notes, she's harmonizing by accident.
And I don't know that I'm doing it.
Like, it's actually mind blowing how, and that's why I initially thought you were mad singing
Tone
when I
deaf.
first met you.
Oh,
No, I thought you were mad because you were accidentally harmonizing.
Thank you.
And so Teppa is the same. My sister Teppa was like, you know, Reyna can harmonize, and I knew straight away, like, oh, she's been deceived. But the thing is because
how dare you not
don't
believe
try.
in me?
No, the thing is, you don't try to hit any notes. So when you just sing Carefree, like, there is a new name written down in glory.
I don't sing like that.
No, but like you sing Carefree, right?
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't even try singing false humility because you don't want to sound off. Like
Give me the
you're
mic then. Why hasn't Westside Worship asked me to sing
I'll give you
then?
another. I'll never give you another cue. Ready?
Not right now, no.
Yeah, but that's something. Reyna can actually sing. Like we've done this
If
seriously.
my family watch this podcast, they can
Straight
be like,
out.
dang.
Nah, like literally, I've told Reyna, listen to the note, and like I've sung a note and be like, match that note, and I'll hum a note, and she matches it. So she's not tone deaf, right?
This is my audition.
We can rule out the diagnosis of tone deaf because you're not tone deaf. And
Yay!
so she can sing.
No, Lane, I
She's
told
just
you
so
I
shy.
can sing.
She can sing. She's just so shy at trying to learn. So
Hey, everyone started out. You started out like that.
you can't settle on the answer of you're gonna suck at singing.
Fine. When Westside Worship practice, I'll start with.
Maybe drums. I'm not sure if you
No,
have the
no.
rhythm in you.
Actually, I will. I'm not singing. I feel like I wouldn't be able to.
Maybe bass actually,
No, I feel like I can do bass.
because
Excuse
bass
me.
is also rhythm and sound.
Oh, you're saying I have no rhythm now?
Go on, give us a beat.
Like,
And I'll give you a tempo and give us a beat.
like what am I doing?
Do a beat on this beat. See if you can
Like,
keep in tempo.
Beatbox?
Whatever.
No, I'm overwhelmed right now. See, that's why I feel like I can't do it. Drums, I could not do drums. Have you seen me trying to coordinate?
That's what I'm saying. Basically, you need
Wait,
both. You need tone and rhythm.
Yeah, I can't do it.
Well, lucky you can hit the triangle. That's always a safe spot.
Yo, you guys need one.
No, we do.
Okay, never mind.
So that's what you're sticking with?
Yeah,
Drums?
I feel like I wouldn't be able to do drums.
See, this was an example of empowering.
It's too coordinated.
Reyna said she could not sing.
Yes.
The truth is she can sing.
Amen, brother.
Yes.
I can't sing.
Amen, bro.
Hallelujah.
Can we cut that out?
What about you?
What about me? That's not a license for you to start singing all the time now. It's not a musical. I think what I'd probably suck at is the coordinating.
Really?
Like, I could probably manage, but I
Yeah.
don't think I'd enjoy it.
Oh, so you're saying it's not enjoyable now?
No, because like obviously it involves a lot of patience and communication. I suck at communication. I think.
I think B
like if
sucks
someone's
at
late, bro, you're late.
communicating
What show's going on? Like, there's no mercy.
Well, you can't
there,
really
like,
do much then.
or even like just practice. Like, bro, you better be there for practice. I think as a coordinator, you need to have a lot of patience and a lot of like on the fly stuff.
Yeah.
I don't mind on the fly stuff, but when it comes to patience and order and structure, I think I struggle with that because there's so many people you're working with.
Yeah.
There's so you got to compartmentalize
That's so
and all
true.
this and
Yeah.
you know, remember. I can't remember people's names, bro. How am I gonna coordinate if I can't remember who I just spoke to, bro? It's so bad. Like, it's bad. Oh yeah, like bro, even the little 1%ers that go above and beyond the program. Like in my head, coordinating is 15 minutes before the show, not the show, the program. 15 minutes before, and then 15 minutes after you debrief, and boom, that's it. But the coordinators, like you're thinking about a few weeks beforehand where practices are, where we're gonna bring the instruments from. Is there parking? Cause
Oh my gosh, and even getting like where we're going.
yeah, who's going with who,
and
and then organising lunch and all that stuff, and then is
And
there
then content
equipment? What kind of sound
creating.
equipment do they have? Like, we're rich, man.
give me your favorite worship song that you've done with Westside Worship.
Favorite,
Yeah.
okay,
Or like your one of your faves.
I can tell you my least favorite.
I know. Oh.
What you know what it is?
'Cause you
Psalms
sing it.
23. Bro.
Yeah. 'Cause
I
they
think
asked
it
you
was
to
some
sing it.
experience. It was one of the first. I think that's the first song I had a solo in, like way back when I was in year 10 or something,
That's
11.
also the song you forgot
We
the lyrics
sung
to.
it at. No, I don't think I forgot the lyrics. But it was it was youth rally, Oh, that was my least favorite song because I absolutely caked it. Like, yeah, people keep bringing it up sometimes saying, bro, you smashed that song. I
See,
listen back.
people don't know.
I listen back to the recording and I try to hit like 3 octaves up. Bro, like whoever sings that song, Psalms 23, the artist, the guy who sings it, he goes high as. And someone convinced me to full send it. And since then, I sent it. Bro, I despise that song.
If you could sing, if we had a special guest, like not a guest, but if we had one person in Westside Worship you could sing with, who would it be?
Oh,
Anyone.
Collab.
Like a collab, yeah. Anyone.
Oh.
Sing or like in the band or whatever.
I've always loved, like, Alihon's a big name.
Oh, Alihon.
Just musically, but also culture-wise.
You know, you want to know what's funny? Maybe I should
Also,
say.
nah. You know who? Reyna.
Right.
What's your favorite song?
My favorite song that you guys sing? Echo.
Oh, yeah.
That's my all-time favorite Westside
It's an
Worship.
overplayed one.
I don't care.
Yeah.
How? Daniel on the guitar.
It's overplayed.
Yo, Daniel and Converge. The Converge. You guys did it at
We've
Converge.
done it
That
at
was
every
such a good.
Every Converge,
Okay,
every
hater.
camp, every... It's been echoing for too long. That's what's been happening.
Echo. Moving forward with Westside Worship, I think I would love for us to kind of expand. And when I mean expand, I mean like just maybe doing more events and adding a bit more, like adding some more people in, or having like more collabs and making it fun. And especially, you guys are such good singers, and I feel like we have such a cool group to make songs, to do stuff. Like, we gotta make songs, man. I think it would be such a cool, just everyone get together and have, like at Lilyfield when we went to Beeze's house, remember?
Yeah.
Everyone was together, we were jamming,
nice.
and it was just so fun, and getting into a creativity space and just writing songs.
Go on.
100%. I'll start it tonight.
Start writing. What? Yeah, that'd actually be cool. Like, I know that a lot of our band is so talented, but I'd want to see how far they can push it, as in, like, you know, make songs.
Yeah.
I've always found that cringe, and it's something that God needs to work on in me. I'll be like, what? Especially when it doesn't sound like top tier, like, you know, the stuff you find on Spotify.
Oh, yeah.
Like, because that's all I listen to. So to start writing my own, and I've tried. Don't get me wrong. All right, relax, Bees. Bees is pressed right now.
Yeah, his name is on Spotify, man.
Exactly.
His name is up there.
Whoa.
That's true. That was all Damie, though, I heard. I swear that was all Damie.
And Val.
Nah, just Damie. All Damie. All Damie and Bumbles, bro.
But
something that I appreciate about Westside Worship, if there's something that you take away from this whole podcast that's gone on for 2 hours, it'd definitely be this, because this is what's so important to me and what I've taken from this whole journey and experience is that worship transcends any event, any program. Praise and worship transcends all of that. You know, it's an experience between you and God, first and foremost. And it's also an extension of that when you get to worship with other people in a congregation. So whether it's practice, whether it's rehearsals, whether you're in the congregation being a part of a worship experience, or whether you're on the stage or behind the sound desk or production, that is an opportunity to worship.
Yeah.
And like, my favorite parts to worship is actually during practice. And it's so different going with an attitude of, man, we're here to praise, we're here to practice, but first and foremost, we're here to praise. And I think that's been a powerful thing in my journey, not just with music, but with worshiping and spiritually being connected to God. Is praise and worship is everything. It's not just the notes you hit or the runs you do or the what you do on stage, but everything in the background. If it was something you could leave the listeners, all the 10 listeners that we got at the moment, what would be something that you leave with them?
Think about Westside Worship.
20 words or less.
20 words or less. In whatever you do, I think because Westside Worship is so God-centered. Put God in the center of everything you do. I think that's what made it. Yes. I don't know if you can see, but God first. I didn't plan this.
Amen.
And I think that's what makes it such a good group and such a good family. Like I wouldn't even call it a group. Like we're just sort of a family, because we've always put God in the middle of absolutely everything. And if someone needs to check someone, it's from a place of love, and it's always backed by the Bible. Like we've always just thrown Bible verses at each other whenever we needed to get checked, or if someone's kind of acting out, or if someone needs words of encouragement. It's just always God-centered, and that's what I love about Westside Worship.
Nice.
So that's what I'm leaving is whatever you do, just put God
Okay,
first.
say to the camera.
Whatever you do, put God first.
Amen. Wow. That was a mad yarn. Like good chats. Thanks for sharing.
Good yaps.
Yeah, it's been a good yap. It's been Tour from Westside Worship and
Reyna.
And this was another episode. Can't wait to catch you at the next one. Another episode of Setlist Sessions. Here we go. Later.